Agree. Oh, I guess I may have jumped the gun a little bit. Started a little early. There we go. Now I'm going to start. Now it's going to be like an actual show. Is everyone ready for this?
I'm ready.
You ready? Kenny, are you ready?
I guess, since the button says live.
It is live, but here's the nice thing about when I edit it later is I can cut out the whole beginning part and start it right at the point where I say it's another ridiculous night as my round table joins me, Ben, the ridiculous Riddick, and rants concerning the nerd culture of yesterday and today. Tonight my round table joins me to discuss the actually very controversial topic about female gamers, females in games, and just gender equality in general for the gaming community. Joining me at my round table tonight, as always, the always lovely person kind of thing, Nikki, the powerful Powell.
Oh,
Starting this out.
Wow. We're putting the gloves on, apparently. It's going to be like that tonight.
I started just vomiting my words right away, so I thought...
You vomited the wrong words there, mister.
So you just vomited what subconsciously came to you then. Very nice. Ben.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's what word vomit is, isn't it? And, of course, joining me in his ever sarcastic, ever assholishness way, run as fast as you can. You can't catch him. He's the gingerbeard man. Kenny Haynes.
Hey!
No one is safe tonight, apparently.
And one of my favorite people in the whole world. One of them, not my favorite person in the whole world, but up there in the top 10 list. Miranda Sanchez.
Hi, this is a very hostile show. Please don't beat me up like you threatened to last time. I just want to talk about good things.
Well, I mean, we're talking gender equality, and we all know where we belong. Right, Kenny?
What? No comment? I'm confused. What's going on?
I would like to point out that my wife is sitting over off camera, giving me the dirtiest death stare that I have ever seen.
With her hand on a knife at all times.
Yeah, with her hand on a knife at all times. Exactly. So, this podcast always starts out with a segment called "What Have You Been Doing with Your Life?" And it's been a pretty busy week. I mean, we had we had America Day.
America.
You know, our lovely country's 2014th birthday, right? That's
thing,
right?
Yeah.
Of course. For those listening, I do know that it was not the 2014th birthday of America. I just want to throw that out there before, you think otherwise. Kenny?
Yes.
What have you been doing with your life?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Working. I've worked so many hours that I've not been able to do anything outside of work this week, unfortunately. No gaming, no comic books, nothing.
No comic books?
Nope.
You mean you're not going to be able to tell me how right I am about all the wonderful things that I tell you to watch?
Stroking that ego. All right.
Yep.
You're good.
Okay, good. Miranda,
Hi.
what fun, nerdy things have you been doing with your life?
Well, I had a 3-day weekend.
Woohoo!
That was nice. My boyfriend Brian came to visit me, so we hung out and watched Breaking Bad for basically 3 days. That was good because I'm starting the show, so I think we're in the end of season 2. So making progress. I played a lot of Tomodachi Life, and I made some new characters. Today I made Sailor Moon and Sailor Mars from Sailor Moon because Sailor Moon Crystal just started on Saturday, and so I was super excited.
So what is Sailor Moon Crystal?
So Sailor Moon Crystal is basically the remake of Sailor Moon. They're just retelling the story of Sailor Moon. Allegedly this time.
The same thing. It's just
yeah. So it
Sailor
is
Moon, the remastered edition.
Kind. Yeah, the art style's completely different. They said that this time around they want to make it more like the manga. So if you ever watched the first series and then you read the manga, you'll know that there's a lot of discrepancies. In a way, I kind of feel like the first time around with the anime, it was made more for a younger audience, as opposed to the manga, which got real. So
Shit got real in the Sailor Moon
shit
manga.
got real, yeah. So I think this time around we'll see a lot of differences. I mean, one of the biggest things people are noticing is just the style of the show. The characters look a lot more like they do in the manga because the actual creator of the manga has, I think, more to do with this show this time around. So yeah, and so that started up. First episode's out. It's on Hulu and Crunchyroll because I know like a billion people always ask me, where are you gonna watch it? It's like Hulu and Crunchyroll. Go find it. So yeah, and that was really good. And then today I played Dota. So as always.
I've been thinking about trying that there Dota.
You should try it. It's quite awesome.
If you try it, you need to make sure you try it with a friend. Like, you're going to have to play through the tutorials first, but playing with other people who can help you kind of get started in the game is really important. So.
But Miranda, I don't have friends.
Well, a friend tried to help him play and start, but somebody didn't want to.
That night was not the best night to start, Kenny.
Okay, well,
Okay.
pick a time.
I will start soon, I promise. By
No friend of mine will play League of Legends. No
What?
friend.
No friend of yours will play League of Legends. Is that why James plays League of Legends?
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm your friend,
Oh,
James.
snap.
Oh.
There we go. There we go. Nikki,
Yeah.
you've been oddly silent throughout all this.
Well, I don't Dota and I don't Sailor Moon, so
You don't?
Nikki, come
Dota.
on.
I
Come
don't.
on.
I haven't tried Dota, but I've tried Sailor Moon before, and it's just not for me.
Yeah, but this is new. This is new.
I'll get into it in like 5 years when I can marathon through it, because that's how I do things.
Oh.
I spent the week. I said I was gonna beat Dead Space, and that didn't happen because I started my new job on Monday, and it's really tiring. So I came home and basically just went to bed every night. But I did get pretty far. I just got into chapter 12 out of 15 today, so I'm getting there. My goal is tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, I will finish. I'm
Someday,
excited.
maybe next week, you're gonna get
I don't
it.
know next
You're gonna
year.
get-
I'll
get it,
finish
get it.
one of these days. Yeah. No, it's good. I like it. It scared the shit out of me the other day. It's funny when I'm playing by myself with no one else in the room. Obviously, like if G's at work,
Nope.
I'm not afraid. I know it's coming, and I know the specific little things to look for. You know, when shit's gonna jump out at you. And then when he's here, I'm not paying attention, and he's talking to me about stuff, and then stuff happens because I miss those little cues, and I jump, and it's really funny. So.
You should put that up on like Twitch or something. You stream.
I should. If I had a better setup
should.
in here, I totally would. But maybe for my next scary game, because it's really funny.
Maybe for Extra Life in October, we'll if we
Yeah.
hit that specific dollar amount, we'll all play a scary game.
Yeah, maybe that'll be mine. I'll do like Outlast on live or something.
Yeah,
Ugh,
that's
sounds
what I'm planning on
awful.
doing. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So such a bad game. I love it.
Scary games just I can't do it. I can't do scary
Oh,
games.
I did beat another temple in Legend of Zelda. I've been playing A Link Between Worlds.
Right?
Yeah. G went to soccer or something the other day, and he wanted me to go, and
Or
I-
something.
yeah, I play video games and he plays soccer. That's how I sport. So
Sportsman.
I
Good
got
for you.
I got through another few places. It was really it's getting good. Pisses me off really bad, but it's really good.
Well, I mean, what good game doesn't piss you off
Right.
every once in a while?
They're supposed to make you angry.
Yeah. This last week, actually, I had friend of the show, Nedu Ejecum, on Twitter he's at albal_88. He visited California, San Francisco for the first time ever from Canada. He got to yes, A. And I just want everyone to know, Canadians do say a lot.
A lot.
It depends on the Canadian. I have a few Canadian friends, and I don't think any of them say A ever.
Is it like the area where like we say hella in Northern California? Like there's an area of Canada that says A.
It's
Maybe
probably
Mm-hmm.
it is a regional thing.
A they're hella.
the same as like in the U.S. The word
Maybe.
like. People say like.
You
a lot.
know, Kenny, like I get that. It really did.
Anyways, it was fun. He got to see some 4th of July fireworks. And we got to go for a tour around the IGN office, which is always fun. And yeah, we went to Monterey. First time I'd ever been there. Awesome aquarium. If you're ever in California, Monterey Bay Aquarium, and any of the seafood there. Delicious.
Do they have ray? Do they have rays?
Stingrays?
Yes. Yes, they do.
You can pet them there,
Way
right?
better.
You can.
Yeah.
You can also pet them at
there
SeaWorld in Florida.
and SeaWorld. Oh, you can pet them at SeaWorld here.
Okay.
That too.
That's cool. Other than that, I was playing some of my Vita. I played some Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate prison thing.
Cool. And there's a ghost in your house.
The generator is gone.
Yeah. So that was fun. And yeah, that's about it. That is all that I've been doing. So let's jump straight into our topic. Gender equality in video games, and I think we can't have this this topic as our main topic without talking about the whole Hearthstone, the what is it, the international thingamahoosit about gaming, sports thing stuff. The International Esports Federation has a tournament going on where you can play games. And one of their big stipulations about a week ago, or 5 days ago, was that no women were allowed at the upcoming tournaments.
Yeah, so basically what happened there was there were games for women. I think there were 2 games. There's one fighting game, and then there's another game. I don't remember which game specifically. It's been a while since I've looked at it. But there are also games specifically for men that the women could not play in. And one of the biggest ones was Hearthstone. So.
Right, that was the big one. I think Dota was another one that they
said
was
quite a few. I think there's like 5 games for the men's tournament, and there's only 2 for the women's, and they were different from the men's. Except, yeah.
So there were two female games for female competition. It was StarCraft 2.
Right, StarCraft, yeah.
And Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Whereas the male competition, they got Dota, StarCraft 2, Hearthstone, and Ultra Street Fighter 4. So, I mean, here's the thing. I can't believe we're still at a point where we're actually segregating, period.
So their reasoning for that segregation was apparently EA and a couple other games want to become official sports, and to become official sanctioned sports because it's the same. Well, they say it's the same thing as like tennis and any other like physical sport has to be separated, just like chess is separated.
Right. So I have the quote here. The decision to divide male and female competitions was made in accordance with international sports authorities as part of our effort to promote esports as legitimate sports. So,
I also heard that they wanted to have a separate female tournament to promote female players. Like, that was one of their angles for this, is just that, oh, if we have it separate, then more women will play, or something like that.
So, here's my question. Does StarCraft 2 and Tekken Tag Tournament 2 have a larger female fan base than something like Hearthstone and Dota? Because I feel like
No.
Okay, so they're picking these really strange games to have as the female-only games.
Could, but yeah, it doesn't really make sense why you have different fighting games or something. So I understand that if you do want to have a separate female competition, just to promote that makes sense. But when you bar women out of, like, say, the bigger championship title sort of games, that's when you have issues. So the female-only tournament it's like limiting. So
that's so stupid. Like, if they're gonna say female only on one, and like, you know, you can't play on this one, then it needs to be the same game, men's categories and women's categories. Like, that needs to be it. There can't be like, you can only play these 2 games. That's so freaking ridiculous. It pisses me off.
Is it ridiculous?
Yeah, it's very, very ridiculous, and not in a good way.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't be segregated at all.
No.
their
Right.
reasoning for it. So yes, we all understand why physical sports, combat, stuff like that, separated by gender. Because if you have a female football team play a male football team, there is a physical trait there. Men are bigger. They're gonna run over women. But doing the same thing in video game, which is all dexterity of pretty much hands and using your mind, there's no it's an even playing field.
Right.
Men aren't smarter than women, women aren't smarter than men. So I don't understand why to be an official sport and the people that police that, the actual sports. I don't want to say sport authority talking about the store, but the authority on to define sports is saying yes, you have to have segregated groups only because that's what we do with physical sports too. It makes no sense.
Right.
Which is crap, by the way, because in high school I was on the wrestling team, and for my first 2 years, I only came across an all-girls tournament maybe twice a year. I wrestled
Yeah, but
against
with
boys.
with
like,
wrestling, you're in weight classes.
True, but they're also boys are stronger than girls. They are. They're physically stronger, and so the boys in my category, even though they weighed the same, still had a lot of muscle on me, and I lost a lot, but I also won quite a few times.
Did you ever maybe think that you just sucked at wrestling?
You know what?
Oh.
Maybe you suck at life, Ben, and hosting, jerk. No, It was just they're a lot stronger. It really is, but I don't know. It makes me mad that I can physically fight a boy in high school, but they won't let me play on a game with someone.
Yeah.
But-
I agree. It does seem silly. Miranda, you were going to say something.
So yeah, but they fixed it, kinda.
Yes, they did. They did go back and they did fix it. But I mean, that's why I said this was, 5 days ago. That's what happened. They did go back in, and they still have the female-only competition, but they opened up the men's tournaments to women as well.
Oh,
So
did they?
it became open for all. So yeah, I'm looking at the rules right now. For Dota 2, participating teams may consist of either 5 male players, 5 female players, or a mixed team. StarCraft 2, players of all genders can participate. Ultra Street Fighter 4, players of all genders can participate. Hearthstone, players of all genders can participate. Tekken Tag Tournament, players of all genders can participate. So, I mean, they did go back and they did fix it. I was more just shocked in general that this was an issue at all.
And keep in mind, though, that there are cultural differences, so I'm not saying it's right, but this is like the International Gaming Federation thing. It came out as South Korea, so this was a South Korean held tournament sort of thing. So I'm not saying it's right, but there are cultural differences still between, our regions. And also, I read that one of the main reasons that this was changed was because Blizzard was pressuring the Federation, saying, hey, you can't have our game if you're going to do this, because obviously it looks bad on Blizzard if their game is, like, one of the biggest pieces of, like, segregation in this tournament, so...
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, Hearthstone is, and this is not to discredit female gamers at all, Hearthstone is a very easy game to get into. Not as easy to get good at it because I play it on a fairly regular basis and I still suck. I lose most of the games that I play, but it's a fun game that is very open to anyone to play. As far as anyone can easily pick it up and start playing. Not that they can easily get good at it, but they can easily start playing it. So I mean that. Again, that just struck me as like just the games that they had picked out for the female tournament just baffled me. Baffled, I say. But it's good that it did change. We are going to be able to see, anyone who can participate because I know Miranda, you're a big Dota fan.
Yeah.
And a girl. Those are two things. So, which actually makes me wonder. So you play Dota. I've never played Dota, so I don't know how it works. Do you find that you play with a lot of female players?
Okay, so here's the thing. With Dota, it's kind of difficult to tell. No, it's very difficult to tell who you're playing against because it's a name on the screen, you usually don't interact much with the other team unless you're like in the chat, and even then that takes a lot of energy that you don't want to use when you're trying to play your game, because Dota just takes so much time and a lot of like energy. It's like you don't want to stop in mid lane and type out a message or like just carry on a conversation. So I feel like with MOBAs and games like that, where you don't have a chat, say like with a first-person shooter or something that has a headset, you don't have as much gender identification. So whenever I'm playing with my friends and we're playing against a Crystal Maiden or somebody, we'll call it the character a her. We'll like, oh, she killed me, blah. And it's not because the person behind the screen is a girl or something. It's just because we identify with the hero as opposed to the person.
Okay, so it's not a game where you communicate a lot with all the other people around you easily.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, I have other female friends who play with me. I mean, it's not super common. Like, there's no that I know of. There's no super pro female Dota players. Like, if you go look at TI4, the international, like the Dota national competition that's coming up, like there's no female teammates or anything on those teams. So I don't know. They're there.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, it's good to know.
Yeah.
So let's kind of move on, unless you guys have anything else that you want to add to this whole Hearthstone thing. No?
Nope.
Okay. Let's talk about girl gamers in general. So I was browsing the Facebooks before the show, and I came across this image that was perfect for 10-15 minutes before the show, because it was a picture of Mario in Mario Kart 8, and the meme caption around it was, "Mario is my favorite Pokemon from Zelda."
No, it wasn't like "This is Zelda. He's my favorite Pokemon from Call of Duty."
This is Zelda. He's my favorite Pokemon from Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And the quote above it was, "Gamer girls are like," and this comes from a person who's a gamer. This comes from a person that used to even write with us, and I just found it really, really funny that was something that he posted, because I know plenty of gamer girls, present company included, that would possibly find that offensive. So, Miranda, when you think of a girl gamer, what is the definition that you give a girl gamer?
A person who plays games? Like, it's just the same for everybody. Like, there should girl gamers, guy gamers. There shouldn't be a difference. It's like, we're all just gamers. And, like, there are female gamers. There are male gamers. They're all
like you are
gamers.
you are a girl gamer because you are a girl. You're still a gamer. It's gamer is in one category, and you're just saying you're a girl who's in that category or a boy who's in that category.
And it's kind of annoying when people just like kind of target like girl gamers, because then you're identifying that you have to be a girl gamer. Like, you're not a gamer. You are a girl first. Like, you're pointing out the gender part first. And I think there's an issue with that. And that's like not the that meme that you just said is just one of the many stupid ones out there. Like, there's this one that says, "This is not a girl gamer." Like, in the top one, it's like, "This is a slut licking a controller." So it's this girl who's like, pushed up boobs. It's like a drawing, and she's like licking a controller and has like high knee socks or whatever. And then at the bottom, it's like, "This is a female gamer," and this girl is like looking really tired and kind of ragged. She's like, "I will not rest until Hyrule is free." And I have an issue with that too, because why can't the girl on the top be a gamer? It's like, so what?
The girl on top is what happens when she starts, before she gets 20 hours into a game, and the girl on the bottom is what happens when you stay up all night gaming.
So why not?
I mean, it's just annoying how you have to have this one set of rules for what a gamer is in general, like as if it's for males or if it's for females. Like, a lot of times they'll be like, "Oh yeah, there's this guy," and I was like so surprised he's a gamer. It's like, why? It doesn't matter. Why can't we all just play games and be happy? So, like, in general, just like those.
Miranda, I'd vote for you for president of the world.
Oh, but thank you.
Why can't we all just play games and be happy?
I'm just annoyed that we have to set stereotypes for ourselves. Like, we are limiting ourselves as to who can be in our community, and that's stupid.
Absolutely.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. No, and Kenny, I'm sure you've noticed it too. How many times have we gone in and played some kind of multiplayer game, and all of the sudden hear a girl talking over the microphone, and all of the sudden everyone. What happens, Kenny?
Ape shit.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, are you a girl? You're a girl playing. It's
Yeah,
like,
they have to
what does
ask
it
first,
matter?
are you a girl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you think some of the names would tell people, but they
Like,
don't.
Pretty
Even then, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't, because for instance, there's one play which I think we played with a lot, Ben. I forget what game it was a while back. That I don't think we were ever in chat with the person, and one day we were in chat. I'm like, oh, it's a girl playing a game. Okay, let's continue. I didn't question her. I didn't say anything because it's not a big deal.
No.
Like, but for some reason, when you get into that big chat, and then all of a sudden all the mics just light up, and she's probably getting like, I don't know because I'm not a girl, but Miranda or Nikki,
Luckily, we have two here.
Oh.
yeah,
Share the horror stories.
Basically.
do you get like friend requests all the time? Has that ever happened to you?
So, back in my Call of Duty days, so when I was in high school, I played a lot of Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be in like the general chat because that's just what me and my friends did, so we could talk with our other teammates and coordinate. We want to win this game. We don't want to just like screw around and just be scared because I'm a lady or something. So we just generally talk, and people are like, "What? Are you a boy? Are you like a little boy? Or are you actually a girl?" And like, "What? I just don't see girls on this game." And then they're like, "Oh, are you hot?" I had someone. It was weird because we were in the same lobby with the same set of guys for a really long time. They're like, "Are you hot? How big are your boobs? You should send me a picture," and stuff. Like, they just kept like harassing. Us like, "Guys, really, just leave me alone," kind of thing.
So then if you start kind of like trying to get away from the harassing of like, oh, are you hot? Are you, show me your boobs or whatever, send me a picture, it turned into, oh, well, you must be a lesbian. Oh, well, you're probably fat. You're probably really ugly too. And I'm like,
you're probably a fat bitch who just sits at home because you can't get any.
Yeah.
Or you're just ugly and you can't talk to people normally. And then so this guy was just like, "Man, you must be a fucking whale. You must be so huge." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And I just told him, I was like, "Yeah, I am huge. I am an appalling image. I can't go out in society and be, a normal person. I am terrible."
This is one of the smallest people I've ever seen.
It's like, "Yeah, I am a total whale." Like, I just kept telling that. I was just like, "Yeah, you're totally right, dude. Yeah, I am awful, and I'm ugly."
I rarely would
even say that.
I would rarely beat everyone. Every once in a while, though, I'd come across a group where I could actually win and be at the top of the list, and I would do it, every once in a while, and they'd be calling me a bitch and a lesbian or whatever, and so as soon as that match was over, I'm like, "You're welcome. You just got beat by a fat fucking lesbian. I hope you're happy. I'll see you later." Moving on to the next room. Or you get the guys that in zombies, "Oh, it's okay, girl, get behind me. I'll protect you. It's cool. I got you. You don't have to waste any bullets, girl. All you gotta do is hide behind us. We'll get you up there." I can handle myself, thank you.
And it's kind of when people try to help you out, like when they're like, "Hey, leave her alone," sort of thing in the chat. And that's nice, but then sometimes when people try to white knight it, it gets so annoying. It's like, "I can take care of myself. It's fine. I can report them. You can report them. That'd be fantastic. But I don't need you always to stand up for me."
Or they start getting harassed.
Person. Right, and I'm just like, it gets nice when a guy just says, "Hey," or just people in the chat, they're just like, "Hey, why does it matter? Shut up," kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's when you meet the person, and then it's over with.
My usual response to all that is, "Have you never met a girl before?"
Usually,
they exist, actually.
So maybe you don't know that there's girl gamers out there because you don't leave your mom's basement. We want to go that route. Like, I can one-up you. Like, let's get in this.
When you think about a male gamer, you think of that giant guy with his big gulp playing an MMO.
His three empty monsters and his empty McDonald's bag. Yeah.
You can go that way with it.
And
like you were saying.
And half of a bird living in his beard.
And see, that's one way you can respond to it. And when I was younger, I would just be like, "Well, you're dumb," and just kind of like, yeah, I agree with them. But I felt like, the best thing to do is just meet them, report them, just ignore it. Because if you feed the trolls, the trolls are just going to keep getting angrier, and they're just going to keep doing what they're doing. And sometimes they will shut up when you do, like, disagree with them or whatever. They'll just stop because, like, oh, okay. But, there's no use in, like, teasing them back because they're just going to get worse, and,
Well, see, then and if you try and, like, get out of the chat room to go somewhere else, get out of that, like, negative area and go find a group that actually wants to play and accepts you for being a girl, like, they start private messaging you, and they're like, oh, haha, running away, scared little girl. Like, you can't get away from it unless you completely block them, and that's what you have to end up doing. But it's just
how to do that.
There's those kind of people out there that will, just because you're a female, will try and tear you down like that.
Yep, sucks that that happens. And I think I've mostly experienced that. No, I've only experienced that when I've played first-person shooters. So,
yeah, it's
so far.
mainly.
Well, I mean, that seems to be the one where the most people actually talk on.
Right. So it just makes sense, but yeah.
But that's just something that doesn't. It never made sense to me. When I was a wee lad playing video games, I think half of the people I played video games with were girls because I worked at a GameStop that had like 4 girl employees at it. So it was one of those things that just. It never made sense to me, and yeah, that's probably about as much as I can really say on the topic. Because
I was just never used to that because I played with the boys, my boyfriend and all his friends and all his brothers, and yeah, I'd lose quite frequently because I was new at it. But they still invited me to play all the time and enjoyed when I was playing, and when I'd kick their ass, they'd get excited, and they thought it was fun because I kicked their ass,
So,
but
as like a gamer. And being a female, when I was younger, I always felt that I needed to do really, really well whenever we were playing games. Like, I felt that pressure that if I was not good at this game, I would be, like, taunted and thought of lesser of because I am a woman. So I, like, made it my goal to always, like, have a positive KD and stuff and, like, to do better. And, like, whenever I was at the top, I was like, yeah, haha, I can just be as good as you guys. And I think it's mostly that whole feeling that I was like the outsider because I didn't have female friends to play with. Like, I just haven't ever until like I got with Lipstick Nerds and like all of my other friends. So I guess
when you find that really good part of the community.
Yeah, like you will find that like that good part of the community is there. It's just really hard to find it sometimes.
And it's funny that you never run into these assholes in the real life. Like, how many IGN things that have I been to? How many nerd places have I gone to? How many GameStops I visited or game stores, comic book stores have I gone to? I've never walked past a person and have them say something mean. Oh, look, a girl's here. Or, ooh, she's buying that game. That's never going to go very far. Or whatever, It's always been like, oh, cool, what do you play? Let's have a conversation about this. Not, oh, I'm better than you at that. So it's like you never run into these people in the real world. Probably, I mean, I've never been to a giant convention or anything, but I'm assuming it would be the same as it is at these small things that I do. All the guys that I've met obviously have been like, oh, cool, awesome, let's talk about the cool things about that we, both enjoy. So in the real world, you're not going to find those jerks. It's only online where they can hide behind their microphones and say whatever they want about you.
Yeah. And they're usually...
Welcome to the internet. Real quickly, I want to call out our listeners because I know we have a few viewers right now. Go ahead and tweet at RiddickulousRT. That's RiddickulousRT, and tell me how it is you guys handle girl gamers. Are you the kind that picks on them and is an asshole, or are you? Or what is your general reaction when you have a girl gamer? I think we would all love to see what your guys' thoughts and opinions are.
So, I like to say one thing about this whole girl gamer thing. There is also the reverse, where you do have, like... Okay, so this made me really mad. One time I was playing League of Legends. It was kind of recently. And we were in a public game. Like, it was me and 3 of my friends, and we had a random 5th person. We're playing ARAM, so it's like one lane. You just run in. It's really quick. And our 5th person kept doing like really poorly. It was just having a hard time with certain things. Sometimes get things really well. And then after a while, the person was just like, I'm sorry, I'm a girl. I'm trying to get a hold of this, whatever, and stuff. And I was like, it doesn't matter that you're a girl. Like, I was like, it doesn't matter that you're a girl. I mean, just do your best or whatever. And she's like, oh, well, I don't remember what she replied. I was like, and I'm a girl too, so you can't say that I'm like judging you for anything or whatever. And she's like, oh, well, someone's on her period. And then she just got like harassing me. It was just really weird. Like,
It's kind of weird.
so yeah, that's like I just always have to pull out that one example of like some women do weird things too.
So yeah, that's every once in a while when I'd play Call of Duty every night and I'd get on and play with all these guys, but you'd randomly run across a girl. It was just really rare, like 5 years ago, to run across a girl online. And if you run across them, there's either two ways it can go down. It's either one, cool, another girl, let's team up or whatever, or the second way, which is, ew, you bitch. Like, why are you in my room? These are my guys that I'm playing with. And I'm like,
Wow.
whoa, dude. That's cool. I'll leave. Yeah, you bitch. You better leave. No. So it's either they get really, really hostile, or they're like, cool, let's be friends. We're girls.
yeah, so it's good to
That
acknowledge
makes
that
absolutely no
Girls need
sense
to
to
calm
me.
down too. No.
there are problems everywhere. People just need to be nice. Why can't everybody be nice?
Well, it comes from that same stigma of what you were saying earlier, Miranda, where you're saying that it starts with when you say a girl gamer first. You say girl first, because when you just say gamer, you could either be talking about the two, but when you always talking about a girl that games, you say girl gamer, and it's that conditioning that automatically says you are lesser when putting that word first.
I mean,
So-
even I myself tonight have said "girl gamer" how many times?
Well,
See,
well, that-
I take pride in it. I'm like, yes, I'm a female and I play games and I own it and I don't hide it and I'm a nerd and I like those things and I'm bad at it sometimes and I'm good at it sometimes, but that's what makes me happy, is being a girl who games. So,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Real quickly, say hello, listeners.
hello, listeners.
That's nice.
At Shaunosaurus Rex responded to us on Twitter. He says this is how he responds to gamers that are women that play games. His tweet, and I love it: "I move along with my life and keep playing."
That is generally what most people should just do.
What should be happening?
Yeah. So I mean, it's not a problem if you say girl gamers like all the time. Like I mean, it's just a thing. Like right now we are identifying female gamers. Like that is the topic. Is just that specific gender. But I mean, I'm just saying it whenever people use it in like a derogatory thing. It's just like people use it too often to like just classify, you know, like a stereotype. Like it becomes a stereotype. I mean, yeah, Nikki, we can be proud of like who we are, and that's fine. But it's just that sometimes it's used as a bad thing.
And I mean,
True.
let's face it. If I were to sit down and play Titanfall right now against Miranda,
Should
I
probably
would
kick your ass.
probably have my ass handed to me.
Yeah. But see, the thing is,
Probably.
when I describe myself, I don't say I'm a girl gamer. I say I'm a gamer. Like, you don't say that about yourself unless, I mean, you don't really need to say I'm a girl gamer if you're in a chat, because people can probably hear from your voice that you're a girl. But,
What?
you know, unless you're saying I'm a girl and I'm a gamer, you know.
Well, it seems like, I mean, if you think about it, it seems like people use it so. Say we're talking about Nikki and we're like, yeah, she's a girl gamer, or she's something like that. I can see somebody saying that more readily than, oh, Ben's a guy gamer, which is what's wrong about it.
But see, the he and the she should be, you know, enough.
Yes, and that should be enough when it isn't. So that's why
Right.
now when we're saying girl gamer, because we're discussing the topic of girls gaming, it's not that derogatory term. It's when it's not necessary and you still say it.
Right. It's like you're pulling attention. It's like, wow, she's a girl gamer.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
the spin you put on the word. Oh, she's a girl gamer. Oh, she's a girl gamer. Like, it's the way that you say it that determines whether it's derogatory or not.
Yeah, it gets really, really crazy the way that people view girl gamers. Another hello listener moment. Say hello, listeners.
Hi, listeners.
Hello, listeners.
At Elbel_88 says, most of my friends growing up were girls. It was never strange to me that girls play games. So, you know what, listeners? I want to say that I love you. Because most of you guys seem like the kind of people who are level-headed and aren't assholes. So, go you, because you guys are what make gaming awesome.
But so, what's interesting, I found this article on Polygon.com,
Yeah.
and it's titled "Playing with Privilege: The Invisible Benefit of Gaming While Male," which I don't like the term male privilege, but that's a different topic. Things like that exist, but yeah, that's a different topic. But what's really interesting, so it goes on to explain that pretty much that when questioned, this guy did like a year-long research study and asked and just pretty much a forum that said, "What do you think?" And a lot of feedback came back saying, "Oh yeah, no, it's pretty much equal. There's no difference." But when he asked gamers who are female, he has a list of actually, what is it, 25 interesting daily effects of what he calls the male gamer privilege, and like one of them is I can publicly post, and this is coming from the male end, saying what the female end can't do, which is I can publicly post my username, gamer tag, or contact information online without having to fear of being stalked or sexually harassed by because of my gender. I will never have to be asked to prove my gamer cred because of my gender. I can look at practically any gaming review site, show, or blog or magazine and see the voices of people of my own gender widely represented, and just a list of 25 things that are something that when girls filled out the form, he noticed the trend of just kept popping up. These are the things that constantly happen and are the inequalities in the whatchamacallit, the
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about, yeah, exactly, the gaming culture in
So
general.
the username thing is something that gets me. I will proudly give out my game tag. That's fine. I don't play online too much. If someone wants to add me, they add me. I give it out at the end of every episode. That's fine. I accept every friend request. But when I start getting messages that are like, "What's up, girl? Can I see your picture? I follow you on Twitter." And I'm like, "Can you? No? Like, if you follow me on Twitter, tweet me. First of all, the messaging system on here is terrible. And second of all, no, I'm not sending you boobs privately through PlayStation. And third, I'm very taken. And fourth, I would not send you those anyway if I wasn't." It's like, keep your dirty comments to yourself. If that's what you're on there for, you'll get blocked. So it's like, guys need to watch what they're saying. If you're going to add a girl, that's fine, play a game. But don't be gross. Like, I don't mind messages asking me, "Hey, what are you playing now? Do you want to come play this?" or whatever. That's totally fine. That's what it's for. But when they start getting raunchy and dirty messages and calling me love, calling me sweetheart, your woman, I'm not your woman. I am a woman that plays a video game that is very happily taken. So please go find some skank that's only on here to be a skank. Like, it bothers me really, really bad, and I have no problem. I won't hesitate to block somebody in an instant.
See, I'm writing down all these names that Nikki loves being called while gaming.
Yeah, true. I expect to be, every tweet to me needs to be started with "my woman." No.
Don't ask me. You're
No.
gonna get it.
Yeah, no
Ben's about to
kidding.
be blocked. That is so not okay.
I've got one more tweet here, and then we'll stop with the tweets for a little bit. Everyone say hello, listeners.
Listeners.
At GB Loftus says, "My sister can speedrun Super Mario 64 like 2 hours faster than I can." And I do want to point out he did say like an American.
Like America.
It's like America.
But I don't even think that matters. Like, and so what if he can beat his sister in timing for that? It doesn't matter who can beat
No.
who.
No, his sister
she can
his
beat
ass.
him.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay.
I'm still saying even that doesn't matter. Like, you shouldn't have to then rectify or explain away a gamer who is a girl by saying, "Well, she's better than me," so that's what legitimizes
It should be
her.
she enjoys playing this, therefore she's a gamer girl or whatever.
Yeah,
You know.
she doesn't become a gamer girl that is now accepted only because she is good.
But the thing is, it started out so much with girls aren't better than men, that's how it still is, and girls are still trying to prove that to certain people, regardless of how we feel about it. There's always going to be guys out there that we still have to prove ourselves to, and I'm not going to. If I'm really bad at playing Call of Duty multiplayer. That's why I don't play very much anymore, because I'm bad at it. But I still enjoy it, and I still enjoy all the other games out there. It's like I shouldn't have to. My trophy count shouldn't be high, like doesn't matter if it's higher than yours or not. If we all enjoy
yes, it does. My trophy score is better than all y'all's.
I mean, if you guys are in a trophy
No one
war,
cares then.
there's a reason to.
Oh
care.
yeah, there's
but,
different.
you know.
But we shouldn't be judging things on that. But the thing is there's people out there that are still going to be judged and judge other people on that.
Yeah. And it is unfortunate. I think we've talked about the girl gamers quite a bit. So let's move on to a new topic. This happened a couple weeks ago, I believe, where there was the question of if you would be able to play as a female character in the Assassin's Creed Unity coming out this year. Ubisoft came back and said, no, unfortunately not, that to make a female character takes up too much time, resources, and money. So, tell me something.
Do they really have a problem with money?
Yeah. Well,
right?
and so here's the thing that immediately came to my mind is the Assassin's Creed game that's on Vita, Assassin's Creed Liberation. That is a female character, right? I'm not crazy.
Mind blown. Oh
Okay.
no.
So here's my thought. Okay, I don't read a lot into this junk, whatever. Were they plan on having it you can in the very beginning pick and choose whether you want to be a male or female through the game, cutscenes and all?
No, and that was something that they came back with and saying, you know, every person that plays in the co-op game, every person is playing as the main character. You know, just because you're in a co-op game now doesn't mean you're not the main character, and the main character's name is currently escaping me. But everyone is playing as that character.
Well,
What?
because I was thinking. Go ahead.
What'd you say, Kenny?
I was making a joke. I said that's an
Okay.
interesting name for
Probably
me.
wasn't funny anyway.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, if in the beginning you'd choose if you play male or female. If they had already made the whole game male, then decided, oh, let's add a girl choice, and they'd have to redo the entire game with cutscenes. That would cost quite a bit of money. I would understand, okay, you want to save time, money, whatever. But Mass Effect gives you the choice to make an entire character and utilizes that character in cutscenes. I mean, maybe they had already planned it out that way, but, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, right?
Part of the argument that Ubisoft also made was that, you know, each character has like 20 different designers working on them at any given time. And, you know, as far as the voice acting goes and everything, it's a huge ordeal. But, you know, there have been female voice actors that have come out and said, I've worked voice on games with Ubisoft, and it does not seem to take that many people to do me in a game. So it seems like there's definitely a lot that Ubisoft is having to
Answer for.
Yeah,
In
and
a way.
I mean, so Miranda and Nikki, are you guys offended that you cannot be a woman in the Assassin's Creed games?
I'm not offended, but I'm irritated a little. It's just like that. The excuses just seem kind of like excuses. It's just like they didn't think about it, and it seems silly when. It just seems really silly, and like they're not really paying attention to what's going on in the community.
Well, if it wasn't offered in the beginning, I wouldn't have been disappointed. If it was just something that they had added in the very end, like, oh, by the way, you can have this, but it's like they promised it first, and then they took it away. So that kind of sucks. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm offended by it. It's just a normal thing to have, not normal, but it's typical thing to have a male character as your lead. So it's not something new.
Kenny, when you have the option to pick between a male and female character in a game, what do you usually choose? Do you usually go male?
It really depends. Like, there's not a lot of games where that I've played recently where I've had the choice, but I've always gone on just the character. Like, I used to play World of Warcraft, and I had a male character in that, and because I could make multiple characters, I had like maybe 5 or 6. I've had male characters, I've had female characters. It kind of like I kind of pick it towards what like I would always like if I did like a mage, I would usually do that like a female character. I don't know why, and then like but that's how I would base it.
Because
So,
women are witches, right? Right?
witch is not the same as a mage, Ben.
Okay. You're right. I'm so sorry.
Get your
Jeez, man, get in the
categories,
nerd.
get your categories of magicians correctly.
He just lost his nerd card right
You
there.
have witches, wizards, you have mages, you have a bunch of different things you can under that category. Jeez, man.
And I do want to pose this question to the listeners as well. When you pick out a character, listeners, I want to know, do you go more towards the female characters or the male characters, and why? Again, you can tweet that at RiddickulousRT, RiddickulousRT. Okay?
So G always
How about
goes
you
with
guys?
female character because he says he'd rather look at a cute chick than some burly dude the whole time. I'm like, well, that makes sense. Do that. If there was a hot guy character and just some girl character, I might pick the hot guy character. I mean, if it was between like Ezio and Lara Croft, I'd probably pick Ezio because it's hotter. And I mean, whatever. That's the way you choose. That's the way you choose.
Yeah.
I don't. For me, like whenever you have character customization, I really like to make me first.
Me too.
Yeah, I like making me because it's kind of.
Why we like The
there.
Sims so much because you can make yourself.
Yeah, so I kind of like making like what would I be like in that world or something, and then sometimes whenever I do another playthrough or something, or if I can have multiple characters, I'll have like a guy or two. Like whenever I'm playing League of Legends, my absolute favorite character is a dude, and a lot of people I play in like Dota, they're all mostly guys. I mean, it's not. It just I don't know. Sometimes I just like to change it up. It's nice to have options.
Yeah, I like to make myself because in DC Universe Online, I basically made myself. It's this little blonde chick running around, long flowing blonde hair, and a hot pink outfit. That was so me. And I tried to do it in Mass Effect, but they didn't have long enough hair, so I just settled for a mom. But, you know, it's fun to be able to play yourself in a game because that's what you try and immerse yourself in these games so much. If you're the character in that game, that just makes it that much better. So.
Absolutely, especially in RPGs. I mean, that's the whole point of playing an RPG is to roleplay. It's
right?
interesting that role-playing is a huge part of RPGs.
If you want to roleplay as a chick in heels, go for it.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, like when I used to play World of Warcraft, the few times, like, you'd be sitting there as a female character, and you'll have somebody run by and start talking to you. And they're like, so what's your name? And I'll be like, name's Kenny. They're like, oh, you're a guy? And then disappear. Disappear. Like, oh, well, that was interesting. So it's like, it's kind of funny. Like on my end, like, of course I'm not a girl, so I don't feel any of that pressure or anything. So I just laugh. I think it's funny that somebody ran up to me thinking that I was one thing, and then when I wasn't a female and they found out, boom, gone.
So that movie with Jared Butler, wasn't it called Gamer, right? Where the kid was playing him as a shooter? Yeah. So that's really similar to how the really fat, sweaty dude was playing that really hot, thin blonde chick in basically the Sims game that they had. The virtual reality Sims. Yeah. So he was this hot blonde chick making his hot chick go up to guy players and like seduce them and everything like that and take them home. So maybe it works the other way. I mean, maybe he thought, I don't know.
Whatever. That's
Funny.
I didn't see that movie, so I have no opinion either way. No.
It was really funny.
That looked like a terrible movie.
It was weird.
It was terrible,
it.
but it was still pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Gamer with Gerard Butler, that just didn't really do it for
But
me.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
Add the
But
gold
Gerard
eyes.
Butler, of course. So, I personally, like when I played a game like Mass Effect, I think I did one of each because I always did 2 playthroughs because I did my Paragon playthrough and my Renegade playthrough. And my Paragon playthrough was always with Male Shepherd, and play through the game. And then whenever I did the whole Renegade thing, I always picked the female. And I have to say, like, one of my main reasons for doing that is freaking Jennifer Hale's voice as an asshole is one of the best things to hear ever. Like, that is just a really fun character to listen to as a renegade. So, you still have to play those games, Kenny.
I know.
I do too.
Leave me
You're not
alone.
You
alone,
haven't
Kenny.
played Mass
You're not
Effect?
alone.
Skip the first one.
Alright, yay,
No.
there's somebody
Skip
else.
it.
No, I had to do all of them.
Harass.
That's
Yes,
what
you
I
do
did.
have
Yes,
to do all
that's-
of them.
that's the
Break
reason
Don't
my
listen to
rules
Nikki.
because I
Nikki is an
can't
idiot.
Stand the first
Nikki
one.
is a
I'm
girl gamer.
I'm like 8 hours. You know what? We're gonna fight. Fight Club
Uh,
next time, okay?
Somebody
We're
else
talking
been
about Fight Club.
harassed
You
about,
should
about
run.
those games now. I don't have to be the full brunt of the Mass Effects having to play brutality from Ben.
You know, I love the Mass Effect games. But they are definitely worth playing. So if you haven't played them, make sure to actually give them a shot because they're good. They're enjoyable,
I want to.
I think.
Get around to them.
So I do want to get pretty close to actually closing out. I have one more question for you guys, and that is, who do you think is the best female character in a video game? Let's go ahead and start with Kenny, because men first.
Save the best for last.
Or Kenny's just going to be silent.
No, I'm
Kenny's like, there are no good female characters in video games, so I'm just going to be quiet now.
Wow. No, I would have to go with Lara Croft.
Lara Croft? So, old Lara Croft or Lara Croft in the new games?
I haven't played the new games yet, so I can't say that.
Forgot.
I've only played the older games from the first PlayStation.
Okay, so the giant-breasted, triangular-boobed Lara Croft is your favorite female character in a video game. Can I ask why Lara Croft is your favorite character in a video game, Kenny, or is it going to be the obvious answer?
She got the big old
Actually,
legs.
no, she's a very strong character. Like, she's a good character. She's well developed as a character. That's why she's a very good character. Like, I mean, I don't particularly get turned on by watching square boobs or triangle boobs and a square butt. Like, so
What?
I can't really say that that Lara Croft from PlayStation 1 is really hot. Like like those graphics were so good. I really believed all those pixels were real. Like that's why I just think that kind of like that thinking like, oh, you just picked that because of this is kind of stupid.
Miranda.
So I had to think about this because there are a lot of female characters that I like, but I think one of my favorites would have to be Tetra from Wind Waker, and she's also in Phantom Hourglass. So she's like
She's the pirate.
She's the pirate.
She's the
And I wanted
pirate
to be-
captain.
I wanted to be a pirate when I was a kid, and she's kind of a badass, and she was really snooty, and I really
Yeah, she was
liked
really
that. She-
really snarky in Wind
She didn't
Waker.
take shit. Yeah, she's funny. She's a good captain, so I liked her a lot.
Yeah. No, she was one of my favorite characters in that game as well. I mean, you couldn't. Every time she came on screen, you couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. Also, Matt Carr was great in that game, even though he's like a little tree dude thing. It's an it. Maybe
Yeah.
a guy. I don't know.
There
That
you
guy's cute. So cute. Yeah. Good game.
Nikki.
It's hard.
Is it your sim? Nikki Powell the sim?
Close. You know my favorite female character has got to be Gladys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's
I'm
fucking
a
crazy.
huge Gladys fan.
Such just a good character in general. Like, regardless of male or female, she's fantastic. And I like it. Even though she doesn't embody a female body, she's still...
What? I mean, come on, Caroline. That's who she's modeled after. Don't you remember the game?
No.
Okay.
It was a long time ago. But I know she's fantastic, and I love that game more than most. So.
I love her songs at the end of the games. Those are my favorite.
Good.
And when it comes to Team Fortress, Portal, Left 4 Dead, and Half-Life, I hope Portal 3 comes out before all of them. Because I love Portal. I love that character, also, the Gladys character. And the main character that you play in that game, also, even though she's a silent protagonist, is a girl.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. With a really dumb name.
Future name.
Yeah, future name. Right.
The future.
That is the only way that makes sense, is since it's a future name.
Wait, I'm confused. What's the name?
Shell.
Shell. Oh, okay.
It's like Chell, right?
No, I think it's one L.
Maybe
It might
one
be two
L.
L's.
I have no idea.
I've heard stranger names than that on real people. So.
Khaleesi.
You have no idea what the #1 female dog name right now is at my work.
Would you like to describe? Or
Yeah,
tell us
please.
what it is?
Yeah, whatever.
What is it?
No, we want to know.
I'm asking you what it is.
Oh, it is Khaleesi. Right now that is the new really popular name for female dogs. I think in the last week I've seen like 4 or 5 Khaleesi's come into the hospital.
That's gonna be a pain to spell in forms. Like a little bit. It's kind of long.
I mean, like, how do you yell at your dog like that? You have to have a name that's like you can yell or something to get them to come.
Nikki, as a dog trainer, that is the first thing that I ask people. It's like, so what do you really call your dog?
Right.
Because they really only respond to 1 to 2 syllable names, and
Yeah.
Khaleesi is not either. But it doesn't matter. We do have some listener responses to their favorite female characters. So at Shaunosaurus Rex asks if Cortana counts. I would say Cortana counts. Absolutely. Cortana's a cool character too. At least in the first 3 games. I haven't played Halo 4.
I like her.
So I'm a big Cortana fan.
I was about to ask who Cortana was, and then you.
Nikki.
Really?
I know Xbox. Okay.
Do you live under a rock?
PlayStation. I live under a PlayStation rock. The best.
I
rock
think.
I live under.
Look,
It's like $1 million rock.
I am pretty
Yeah,
sure
it
if I
is.
asked Lee what game Cortana came from, she would be able to tell me.
I don't like Halo, and I probably lost like 20 followers right there.
It? It's
I
so
just
good.
I don't
Hurting
like
my heart, Nikki.
controllers as it is, so it's hard enough to get me to get on them. And the one
Well, I
time
hate
that I
the
actually
DualShock.
good.
What?
It doesn't
That's why I
fit
didn't make more than one choice for things.
Okay, you know what, Nikki? I take that back. Lee did not know the answer to what
Thank you.
game Cortana is from.
Thank you.
Because she just
So
guessed
suck it.
Final Fantasy.
My guess was gonna be oh shit. Fuck, I forgot the name. The fighting one.
Dragon.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal
Yeah, I
Kombat.
think Mortal Kombat because Katana, but like Cortana, I thought it was like your
No.
or something. I don't know.
Mortal Kombat is Katrina.
Katana.
Katana. Yeah.
Katana. That's right.
Katana and Cortana sound similar. They could be evil twin sisters or something.
She has
They are
no
sisters,
sister.
actually. There's a big Halo Mortal Kombat crossover that I know you
okay.
missed because you don't play Xbox.
It's probably your fan fiction that you wrote, right?
Yeah, as everyone knows, I'm a big fan fiction writer because that seems to be one rumor that really stuck when Brant said it one time, is that I write fan fiction all the time.
It must be because I never even heard that. So you must be good at it.
What do you write fan fiction for, Ben?
You know,
Obviously,
a little bit
Halo
of
and Mortal
everything.
Kombat.
Halo and
He
Mortal
likes to
Kombat.
He likes to take 2 completely opposite things and push them together.
Yeah. Does anyone want to know who I think the best female character in a video game is?
I do.
Eh.
Nah, not really.
I want to know.
Thank you.
Miranda, this is
Thank
why he brought you
Miranda.
on there.
You know what? Miranda is my new favorite person. Okay?
Yay.
Did you say that in
I
front of
have-
Lee?
Yes, I did, because she also said that she didn't want to know who my favorite girl is.
Oh.
That's why Lee's my favorite.
Go Lee! Yay!
Okay. So my favorite female character, and I hate going with something so recent, but I mean I'm having trouble choosing between 2, but these are 2 characters that I just found were absolutely amazing in their respective video games, and some of my favorite characters in games, period, last year, and that was Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite, and of course Ellie from The Last of Us. I mean, I can't think of two better, really strong female characters in video games. I mean, the story practically revolves around them, and it is just, they're not annoying, which is nice for supporting characters in general. And I just thought they were really, really good. I'm a fan.
I too am a fan. I like them. They're cool.
Thanks.
When I finish Infinite, I probably will agree.
Nikki.
You know what? Bite me.
I have one more tweet. Say hello, listeners.
Hey, listeners.
Sinners.
at Albert agrees with me and saying Ellie from The Last of Us, and then also Liara from Mass Effect. I have to agree, Liara is a pretty awesome character. Every time I saw her in Mass Effect, I was pretty happy. She's one of those fun characters that, especially in the first game when she was like completely oblivious about everything. It was a fun game. Thank you, everyone, for being super talkative right now.
Sorry, I'm killing a spider. It's on my desk.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay,
A lot more
I am
vocal than you.
so proud of you, Miranda, for not screaming that there was a spider there, because had it been me, I hate spiders.
I don't know. Everyone seems to hate spiders nowadays. I'm just kind of like, oh,
No,
if it's really small,
it's been a long-running thing.
if it's really small, I'll just kill it. Okay, but if it's like a massive one, so there's this one in my sink. It was like this.
Stop it.
It was like this big, and so I just had a Sonic cup, like this fast food thing for you people who don't know what Sonic is, and I just trapped it, and
No,
I got
Sonic
the
is a
lid,
hedgehog, Miranda.
and then
Sonic is a hedgehog.
Okay, well, Sonic's also a fast food chain, and I took it outside and saved its life, and now it's free in the wild.
No, murder! You murder them!
No, we didn't do anything.
No, murder.
But they eat the bad bugs.
I emptied a can of Raid on this giant spider in my bathroom one time, and then I drove like 20 minutes to my grandma's house to get ready for work. Because I was like, I'm not, it was...
The bug episode.
No,
So I
don't
think-
deal with that.
I think since we're talking about bugs now, it's a good place to say we've run out of topics on gender equality in gaming.
Wow.
Does
that
anyone
was
have any last things that they
So,
want to...
There's like a spider lady in League of Legends, so you want to tie it back.
There's a spider in limbo.
What
There we go. Full circle. Does anyone else have anything they want to add to this podcast that has gone completely off the rails?
Play Dota.
Play Dota.
Yes.
Okay.
Vote Jin and Tango 2014. That's my tournament team. That's my team. My Dota team. We're in a tournament. Starts in August. Yeah.
Well, good luck, Miranda.
Thank you. We practice every Wednesday.
Good to know. All right, everyone. We're going to round this show out. Kenny, where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me on the internet on Twitter at KennethScottH. And they can find me on PSN at theginger_beard.
Alrighty. Nikki, where can they find you on the interwebs of internets?
They can find me
The
on Twitter,
interspiders.
Instagram, PSN, pretty much anywhere, at HarleyQuinn103, and every other Monday on the Lipstick Nerds podcast.
Awesome. Miranda, where can
Hi.
people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me at Havoc Grows, and that's Havoc with a K, and you can pretty much find me anywhere on Instagram, Twitter, Xbox Live, PSN, Steam. And if you can't find it at Havoc Grows, then I'm probably not there. I also freelance news for IGN, and I am on Lipstick Nerds with Nikki, and also another podcast called Very Wonderful.
Oh, that sounds very wonderful.
It is.
What do you guys talk about on Very Wonderful?
Very wonderful things.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sounds like a great show.
Is
It's
saying
good.
very wonderful like the way Ben says ridiculous all the time?
No,
that-
not
no,
usually,
no.
actually.
Okay.
We're pretty good
Then
about
it's,
that.
then it's just,
Miranda
it's
just fell
Ben's
down my
ego.
list of favorite people.
It's just Ben's ego then. It's Ben's ego that drives ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's
His
ridiculously
ridiculous
large. And I can't,
ego.
yeah. And of course, everyone, you can always find me on Twitter at Ben Riddick. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at RidiculousRT. You can watch the show live every Sunday night at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, you can see what we are doing at www.nkrn.org. We just got a few new writers in, so maybe you'll start seeing some more stuff written there. And a bunch of stuff to come this month as well. So everyone, I am so glad that you joined us, and I hope you have a ridiculous night. And remember, you can't spell ridiculous without Riddick.
Without Riddick.
Fuck you, Kenny.